Today, I'm talking to a brand new amfAR Mathilde Crim Fellow, Dr. Steven de Tij, who works in the Netherlands. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
And I want to start off by asking you if you can explain in really kind of overall general terms, what is the project about that you're going to be doing using your Crim Fellowship support?
Sure. So my project is on antibody conjugates, and we want to use antibodies to target HIV-infected cells and thereby deliver a payload to these cells, which will result in elimination of these cells.
Let's start out with the concept of antibodies. Those are really good because they specifically hunt down infected cells. And now let's talk a little bit about antibody conjugates. What you want to do is attach, physically attach stuff, we can talk about that, to the antibodies so that the antibodies will take that stuff, that cargo, that payload, directly to the infected cells. Tell us a little bit more about what you want to attach to the antibodies so that the antibodies can deliver it to the cells.
Yeah, so the first compound that I have in mind is a bacterial toxin that is produced by bacteria. So in the lab, we conjugate this toxin to the antibody chemically, after which when the antibody conjugate recognizes an infected cell, it gets internalized, so the toxin will be inside of the cell, and within the cell it has it's toxic for the cell, so it interferes with protein synthesis, leading to apoptosis and leading to clearance of these
cell death.
Yeah, cell death, basically.
And the beauty of this approach is that because the toxin is attached to an antibody, it's only going to get into HIV-infected cells, and it's going to leave all the other cells alone.
Yeah, so it should be really specific for the infected cells.
So that's your toxin approach. You're going to try another approach, you said.
Yeah, so the other approach is attaching an immune-stimulating ligand to the antibody, upon which when the antibody recognizes the infected cell, this immune stimuli will recruit immune cells such as dendritic cells or macrophages, which will start expressing pro-inflammatory molecules, which will improve effector cell mediated cell death of these so the effector function of the antibodies.
So in brief, it's really a way to arm the immune system to dive in and specifically kill HIV-infected cells, right?
Yeah.
Well, I hope that works out. And this is important for a cure because killing the HIV-infected cells is basically how we would cure somebody of HIV.
Yeah, so definitely already reducing the viral reservoir would be a start, but yeah, specifically eliminating all these cells that are capable of producing new viral particles. Yeah, that's the main goal of this strategy.
And how is the Crim Fellowship going to help you get all of that done?
Well, it's definitely helping me so that I can sustain myself in the coming years, and also with this fellowship I can create really pilot data that I can use for other grant proposals within the Netherlands or within Europe, so that I can really establish my own group and also hire personnel, because I'm currently supervising 2 PhD students, but that's not really on my own project proposals. So this will really help me to build my own group, basically. Yeah.
What's interesting for us is you have 2 mentors on your Crim Fellowship, Rogier and Marit, and they are both former Crim Fellows themselves. That's kind of interesting for us. Is how has that worked out in your group?
Well, of course, they notified me on this grant because they are former recipients, and they also uh, well, they really showed how they use this fellowship to get to this independent position within the institute. So it's I'm really walking into their footsteps basically, and seeing how they use this fellowship for their career development. That really helps me how I can use this fellowship and what my next steps are, so they know precisely how my next steps should look like, because they already took those steps years ago.
That's really nice. Yeah, for us, I mean, certainly it shows that the Crim Fellowship worked for them. Obviously, we hope that it will work out great for you too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was really nice talking to you, and I'm really grateful to receive this prestigious grant.